And let's just force him to block. He's gonna have to block with this guy. Oh, we should have done a rest. We could have won. We could have won. That's a classic me moment. We could have won. Alright, guys. I wanted to... There's a card I've been wanting to play for a long time called Flamewake Phoenix. And especially since the Urabrask Forge is gone from... I forget what set it is, but it's gone for a few months now, right? Almost a year, actually. It's been more than a few. But I've always thought this was a really cool card, and I wanted to try it. And it's called Flamewake Phoenix, so that's why we're called Flamewake Control. And this thing kind of acts like the Forge in the sense that it has haste, and it's a recurring threat that you can summon from your graveyard by paying mana. But the requirement for that is that you have to have a creature on the battlefield with the power 4 or more before combat, right? So at the beginning of combat, which is pretty important. So that's all really cool. It's kind of a tough requirement to hit, and I'm not going to lie to you, I would say that Windcrag Siege, especially with this list, is probably better, right? But I just wanted to make this card work for a while. And originally I was doing a mono red control list, and it was fun, it was cool, but and I like the idea of mono red control. It's one of my favorite archetypes ever, to be honest. But the thing is that we just, in standard, you need Day of Judgment and you need Get Lost. You have to have these like big removal pieces in order to remove those like evoke-y green stuff, whatever, right? Just like the big 5 or more health kind of stuff, big board wipes. You just need them. So we need to hit this power 4, right? And the way that we're going to do that is with Furdock Core and Legend of Roku, as well as a Hellkite. And I want to thank my friend real quick for recommending Furdock Core. It was something I was thinking about putting in. Totally forgot that you could make this a 4/4 creature. So that is really cool. The fact that it's a 4/4 creature and it comes back onto your... I don't know what you would call it. It's not your board. Like, it's on your board, but it's not a creature anymore, so it can't get board wiped unless they have Ultima. So this is a really, really good piece. It also has Changeling, and we're going to utilize this to get Thrumming Hive Pools as well early. Thrumming Hive Pools also synergize well with Elspeth, so we can make more tokens, but they're also going to give this thing haste and double strike. So this thing's going to have haste and double strike, plus we can pay a mana to get this thing on the board. Ideally, we discard the Phoenix with Demand Answers, and then we just pay mana to get him out, and we never full cast him. And you could argue that we need more of that, right? I probably should have doubled down and just gotten rid of the Mazemind Tomes and stopped being scared, and just went 4 of these. But the Mazemind Tomes are so good for the firebending. And, this is another... it's such a big red spell to have. It's such a good card. So I had to throw it in the list here as well. I'm going to try... one of these days I'm going to make a red control list that doesn't use this. But it's just so good. So this makes... it makes Roku, which is a 4/4, and he can make 4/4 dragons. We get the firebending. The firebending can go right into the tome. And that's just really cool. It can't really pay for the Flamewake Phoenix, though, because this comes out before all that combat stuff happens. And then Hellkite is just a nice defensive body land breaker, which is sweet because we're only going to run 1 demo field because we're running the Hellkites. We're running the Hellkites first and foremost for the Phoenix, but they're also just good to break lands. So that means we can go down a demo field. And we're also going to run a Hamlet because this is just a sweet new card. Just turning off that Earthbending land is really nice, or any other land. Super, super cool. Love this card. Awesome card. Anyway, so we're also running Ugin because we have enough ramp and we have enough colorless to justify that, and being able to exile stuff is also just really useful. Life gain is really good because we're only running 2 tomes. So, a control list that's playing kind of slower like this, and we're not going to really have that many blockers because we're not running Windcrag Siege. If we were running Windcrag Siege, it'd honestly be better, but like I said, I'm really honing in on this specifically. I want this to work. That's the whole strat. So life gain definitely helps. Adding mana to activate this thing definitely helps. Just really synergistic with our whole thing. The ultimates is good. We have Ironcrag. There is a chance that we, play this on turn 2 and then our turn 3 looks like Roku, and that is just like the best ideal, turn 3 but we also, just like these other turn 2s, to go into our turn 3 to play Core and ramp up into a Hive Pool, or, you know, even just playing a regular board wipe or a Roku is just really, really good. Get Lost in Exercise, something red doesn't have access to, is those enchantment removal stuff, and white does, so we're definitely running these, and we're also running these to just get rid of the big stuff. A Braid to deal with a creature threat and artifacts. Pyro is just a small sweeper because we need to deal with like all the smaller little guys. Really, really useful in Standard right now. I think this is definitely a great 2 of. Endblaze Epiphany, more card draw, and we can get this guy to be pretty big. We have enough ramp and like all this mana that we can potentially get to really make this thing enormous, right? We can make this just such a huge removal piece with card draw, which is sick. Torch the Towers if we want to deal with like Enduring Innocence, stuff like that. You know, we can also get the Scry effect off pretty easily by getting rid of, you know, our tokens or something, you know, our artifacts. And then we have more card draw, Restless Bivouac to finish out and close out games. Fountain Ports because we need card draw. You know, it's just good. It's just like you fish, treasure, draw. That sounds all good to me. And we have a Secluded Starforge in here because we can tap X to activate or to tap other artifacts, and then we give maybe a Hive Pool or something with Double Strike more power, which is pretty sweet. And just making the 2/2 robots also pretty sweet. But it's also here because other people are going to be running Hamlet now once they realize how good this thing is. And if we were to just go 4 Fountain Ports and they just shut them all down, and we just don't get our Demo Field or Hellkites in time, that could be pretty annoying. So you could even argue that doing something like that would be good, like just one, like 2 of each. Whoops, not 1 of each. But I'm gonna keep it this way because this is I got 3 games in with this list. I've played like a crap load of games on the mono red, like probably 20 or yeah, I would say 20. Really, really trying to make the mono red list work. It didn't. I gave up. I had to go Judgment, man. I needed it. I needed it back. Slackstorm just wasn't good enough. So as far as sideboard goes, just keep in mind the identity of this deck is to use Flamewake Phoenix. That is the core central focus. So I'm not running Rest in Peace. I'm running Ghost Vacuums, and I'm running Soul Guide Lantern. That way we don't self-own and have to board out our Phoenix or something like that. I want the opponent to have to deal with Graveyard Hate. I don't want to do it for them. So we also have an Exercise, Get Lost, and a Braid just to deal with artifacts, enchantments, big creatures, stuff like that. Here's a really cool idea. This was something my friend recommended, and I haven't used this yet, but sideboarding these is really sweet against Azorius, because, you know, whenever you're dealing with Azorius, they're probably going to have some Graveyard Hate. They're probably, at least if you're playing best of 3, they definitely do, right? And they're going to have sweepers, and you're going to not really need your judgments, and you're probably not going to need your pyros. So you put these guys down, and being able to, number one, this spell doesn't get countered. It's pressure on the board, and they have to do some inconsistent creature clearing in order to get rid of this guy, in order to counter your other stuff, because he's going to stop them from countering your other stuff. So like you can put down a turn 3 Furdok Core or even a Phoenix or something. Maybe go into like Roku. So pretty important to have, I think, in that kind of a matchup. Makes a lot of sense. Sorcerer's Spyglass to, you know, if there's something we specifically feel like we need to target, then we can target it. That's pretty sweet. And I like revealing their hand. If we reveal their hand early, that actually makes it easier for Hamlet to get value, because we'll know what kind of deck or what kind of lands that they're using. So kind of a cool little combo. This is also going to work well with like Duress if you're like playing black or something like that. Torpor Orbs are to deal with ETB effects, and also just tend to do well against life gain decks because of that fact. Like a lot of life gain stuff is very based around ETB effects. It's another Storm Slayer because this is just a planeswalker that can, you send her out, she kills something instantly, and now she's a permanent that the opponent has to answer, otherwise they're going to lose the game. So having 2 is definitely good. You could totally put like 2 of these in the main deck, and that would not be an issue. I am just going to run 1 because I want to also run Ugin. So we also have Chandra to kind of act in the same way that Stormslayer can, but a little bit later. Not going to lie, you could probably just put another Elspeth in here or another Ugin. Dude, the reason I'm running her in the sideboard though is I really like her ultimate. Her ultimate is kind of like something Elspeth and Ugin both don't do is they're single target, but Chandra can actually target multiple different creatures, and 8 damage is not a small amount, right? Like that can just one-shot something, or it can also wipe a board. So that just makes her really, really cool. Definitely, I think definitely worth having in the sideboard. And if you're having multiple Planeswalkers, it's nice to be able to know that you can play all of them at once if you have to, and you don't have to worry about just having a dead card in your hand. Then we have this new card. I think this is another good matchup against Control List. I was main decking this in the mono red version for a bit, and what I tended to notice, you know, these Paradigm cards are cool, but with this one in particular, it doesn't feel like this is going to make you bounce back. Like, I do think it's a win more card. Whereas something like a Chandra or an Elspeth or an Ugin, this is actually going to kill something off the board immediately. And it will be able to just swing the game potentially, right? This doesn't feel like it actually swings games, but what this does do is that against a, like, let's say a Zorius control, if you can have a Squelcher out or their mana is all down for the moment and you know they don't have a counterspell or something like that, or you just want to risk it, right, if you have to, you can just put this out, and the fact that you don't have to cast it ever again and it's just there for the rest of the game is pretty sweet, and we have enough ramp to justify something like that. So I think this is a pretty decent sideboard piece. Anyway, I only played best of one, and, you know, I think the sideboard's good, but, you know, like I said, I think, you know, if you wanted to really make a Boros control list, you're probably not going to be playing Flamewake Phoenix. It's been a lot of fun, but, you know, and I just like these Foundations cards, you know, like they feel so fair, and I think this is well designed. I think next time I get this creature going, though, it's probably going to be in the flavor of Rakdos. That way we have more surveil, combo-y stuff. Like, you know, I kind of think that would be the way to go with Flamewake, because I did lose a lot of games playing this in other iterations of this kind of a deck. So that's what I would recommend, but this is still a fun list. It's very, you know, you could definitely win with this list. I think I played 3 best of ones and won them all. I'll show you guys. I may have lost one, but, you know, this iteration has done pretty well since I went Boros, because just Judgment, Get Lost, and Elspeth are just amazing cards. I'll show you guys the games, and good luck if you try it out. Hope you have fun. This looks better. Maybe we ditch the Judgment because we have 4. I don't know. A Judgment could be nice. He's playing the new. Do we guess that he's gonna have that Planeswalker? Maybe we ditch just the bigger card. Maybe that's just the safer play. So he is Golgari. Golgari. Okay. I guess we could do this. And if we really need to, we could torch the tower next turn and sacrifice our mana rock. Playing over 60 cards. I'm getting that a lot. Okay, that's a cool card. Man, demanding answers on our exercise, maybe? I mean, I kind of don't want to do that. And we're kind of just praying we get land if we get rid of our Fountain Port, and that might be the case of what we got to do. But with Fountain Port, we can create something that can deal... That we can torch the tower off of with Bargain and deal with this guy. But is that just tunnel visioning a little too hard on this guy? It might not be. I mean, he is... I don't think I want to give him more stuff to exile while his mana's up. Because he can do this on his turn, right? Or on my turn? He can. So I'm not going to do that. We're going to do a Fountain Port. Make a fish towards the end of his phase. And then we'll do a torch. Or we could try to find... Depends what he uses his mana on here. Okay, this thing. That's not a bad torch the tower target, and I think I might do that. We gotta wait, though. Slagstorm would be great. Let's do this first. We might have to exercise that guy. I think we need to get rid of our demo field. Alright, that worked out. And then we... Do we get lost? I guess we could just torch the tower at this guy, and then just put Elspeth down. Block with some tokens. If he wants to spend mana on beefing this guy up, and we just block with 1/1, so that's kind of fine. I'm gonna give it a shot. He's probably going to Bitter Triumph. Or Assassin's Trophy. But we'll still be able to make a token and block. In which case we could get lost later. There's the Bitter Triumph. Yeah, I guess we're gonna need to use Get Lost on this guy unless he beefs him up and we exercise him. 4/4, man, that is so ridiculous. So he just had a Bitter Triumph and a Hex in his hand. Wild. Well, I appreciate that. Do we need to make a... We do not want to lose 2 life. I was thinking about actually doing that. Alright, well, let's see if you got any artifact removal. Because you did... Okay, that's not how that works. Nice. Do we Pyro now? Like, draw and then Pyro? I guess we could just attack first and then Pyro. And then draw. Do we want to hold up a Get Lost? What? I mean, he might... There is a world where this is a Liliana. But that's still not like the biggest deal in the world. Maybe we don't need to draw right now. And we just do Pyro. Yeah, let's just get our Maze Mind Tome down. What does he have? So that's not a Liliana. Which now makes me feel like I'm safe. Yeah, I'm fine with not drawing and just holding up a Get Lost. Just play it super, super safe. Changeling is cool. I don't think it's what we need at the moment, though. But that could mess him up pretty bad, so let's do it. And let's just chill. Let's wait. Oh, we have haste on that thing if we wanted. I don't think we care, though. Let's just go with one. One measly token. I think we scry and then draw from our token. And we might just want to draw again. Nice. We don't need to Furdok core yet. Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter. Okay. Okay, we can just kill it now. Whoops. Let's just not take any chances. We have another Furdok core. Is this enough? This is 4. This is 8/8. Yeah, I mean, if we could pay for it. We can't pay for it, though. So, do we just go 1? We don't have the mana. Nah, can't do it. We'll keep a blocker up. I doubt he has, like, that double green hasty guy, but there's a world where he does. And we may not want to use a Get Lost card on it. But the game is coming to a close. We should be able to win it now. Alright, good game. Looks like that guy was experimenting with a lot of new stuff. We have a Get Lost and 2 mana. Is this doable? We have basically... The thing is, though, this is such a dead hand if we don't get, like, 2 lands exactly on our next draws. And that would just really suck. This sucks even more, but I think we have to run with it. Verge. Kind of down to break his lands early. I kind of like doing this, man. It's fun. Act like a land destruction deck, even though we're not. We could still torch the tower. Okay. Do we just bring our Hellkite out? Let's turn off the Restless... What is it? Ridgeline? Let me look this up. I think it's Ridgeline. It's Restless Vents. I forgot. Well, we have slowed him down. It might not matter, though. Like, we'll see. We would really love to get our 6th land. And then that could be game, depending on what he's got. Each player discards 2 cards. I gotta sack my creatures? Ew. Oh, he's gonna do this. Oh, this is so cringe, dude. It's so cringe. Peak cringe. So, I mean, if he just summons him out, he does just win. He has to attack, though. That's nice to know, at least. Please. That's not the worst thing in the world. We got nothing to do. We might as well. Same story, different day. You gonna remove me? I should have thought about that. If he removes it, we deserve to lose. Alright, cool, man. I just can't believe we're not getting any lands here. So yeah, we could have played our Hive Pool next turn, and now we can't, potentially. We still can. Unpunished. Let's go. Still gonna be a real problem to deal with stuff like this, though. Good news is we have Judgment. If we were mono red, we just resigned. Like, we haven't gotten our graveyard hit yet. Which I think we just have in the sideboard right now anyway. We'll keep one, because we can't remove his turtle yet. He doesn't have menace, does he? Good. Okay, but he does... So here's the thing. We would deal 2 damage to the turtle, and we could, with 6 mana... Oh, see, this is exactly what I'm saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we... This is going to suck. We might have been able to just kill him, honestly. Target at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice 2. If they do, draw 2 cards. I don't think I want him drawing cards, per se, right? Do I need to kill this guy now and just exile a bunch of stuff? I think so. I don't want him drawing cards. So we have Ugin. But can we can play Ugin, right? Heck yeah, we can. Let's go Ugin. So we just draw. I think we just attack. Yeah, Ugin comes in to save the day, man. Potentially. This is a sweet card, by the way. Oh, is he gonna get, like, a board wipe? Does he have protection from white? From me, specifically. Is he gonna get rid of the Ugin? He got rid of the Ugin. It's only one, buddy. He thought I would be an Ugin deck. Joke's on him, we're a Phoenix deck, whatever that card is called. Is it Flamewake? Flamewake Phoenix? Yeah, here it is. Let's get it down. Alright, we win with Flamewake, technically. Nice. Looks good. Do we want to end Blaze Epiphany that guy? I think we have to if the lion comes out. Whenever you gain life, you explore. Yeah, I don't know. We might want to demand answers this turn. But we don't want to get that guy to be too big. But we have Judgment. Yeah, I'm still in mono red control mode. We have a Judgment. We could just demand answers, I think, and ditch a Fountain Port, I'm thinking. Ooh, yikes. Kind of a good thing that we did that, though, when you think about it. Bitter Triumph. Alright, so we do have what we need. That's awesome. We needed to play Furdock Core. I don't know why I didn't do that. I'm like putting life total above putting down my board. That's nuts. That could put us quite behind too. So let's not play Demo Field yet. We'll do it next turn. We just don't want him to put down a Demo Field, break our Demo Field, and then we can't break his fortress. So we do want to be able to break his fortress if necessary. And we got another Judgment. Okay. When he attacks, he can pay life and 2 mana. When you do, return a target. Yeah, we could just be annoying and not let him do that. Let's just wait. Let's see what he does. If he fills up the board more, then we will just not kill him. And we'll just Judgment. We're gonna Judgment then. Wouldn't it be nice to have our Furdok core though? I really misplayed that. It doesn't come in attacking, does it? That would kind of suck. Pretty nice. So let's just get this out of the way. So we can do this first. Perfect, perfect, perfect pyro targets. Let's do another one. Ooh, okay, what's he got? Oh, yeah, he has Bitter Triumph. What do I mean? What does he have? So, this looks hard to see, right? Am I the only one? Doesn't that look kind of hard to see with the new art? It's mostly because this guy overlaps it so much. Well, okay. He's deciding, does he wants this guy, okay. Understandably. I think we need to deal 3 to this guy. Demand answers is probably the move here. Okay, that's nice. Let's go red. Sack. Put this guy down. Wait. Alright, now we will just kill him then. Because this guy can get pretty decent value. He has good card draw. Well, he wouldn't draw immediately. But I want him out of the way. And we can't quite play our Furdok core as a creature yet. And there's really no need. We're pretty in control at the moment. So we are going to pay life to get rid of that thing. Let's scry. I like that. We will just straight up draw that, I think. And I think we can draw again here. That's really good for us. Let's see what we get. Land, perfect. We don't. We'll just play this. Maybe it would have been worth playing and just hold up 3 cards in our hand. That's not a bad idea either. Bat. I think we torch this guy. I don't want him like coming back out onto the field either from his other bat. Let's actually just sack something. Like, get a real draw. Play this. We're very in control right now. We're just kind of cruising. We've already won the game, pretty much. Does he have a Withering Torment? Hey, alright, fair enough. Alright, we play Elspeth. Even though it's gonna get bitter triumphed, we do it anyway, because it's gonna go away. Starforge. Yeah, I think I would prefer a Starforge. And he doesn't have anything to do right now. And I think we just hold up in case he has another bat. If we want to make a... like, get another draw, we could. Get lost. Yeah, see, that's where the exiling thing kind of sucks, because that would have been nice to keep, I mean. Yeah, you really want to exile stuff if you're, like, really looking for stuff. We're in no rush at the moment. There was no need to exile that. Let's put this guy down, though. We can still abrade, so why not? It'll work well with our Roku. You know what, I wonder if it was worth get losting our Phoenix just to get the map tokens. That might have been kind of cool. He's gonna do it for us. I want to keep my abrade, I think. And let's just force him to block. He's gonna have to block with this guy. Oh, we should have done a rest. We could have won. We could have won. That's a classic me moment. We could have won. All we needed to do was abrade and use our restless. Well, if you're gonna do that. Alright, GG.